Hey, Brian Deckard here from Deckard & Company, and just want to welcome you to another edition of Business Focus Fridays. Yeah, this is a fun podcast that we do, and when I say we, Deckard & Company, we are a small boutique marketing agency located on the beautiful Gulf Coast of Florida in the city of Bradenton. Of course, we have clients all over the nation. So we're out there, right? We're out there, and we love giving back. And in today's episode, we're talking about ChatGPT. That's right. We got some pretty cool updates there. We're talking about traditional marketing and digital marketing and how you can combine the two and work together. And then our interview today is with Brice Gore from Big South Lawn and Landscape. So with all that said, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. And let's get into it right now. Hey, in this week's Digital Pulse, we're talking about ChatGPT is Googling your business. Yeah, that's right. ChatGPT is Googling your business. So something interesting is happening today in local searches right now. And it's kind of flying under the radar, so to speak, I guess you could say. And what is that? So when people ask ChatGPT for local business recommendations, the information being shown often matches what's on a Google business profile. So that business's Google business profile. Business hours, services, descriptions, and even categories are lining up almost perfectly with your GBP. So that's pretty crazy because that right there confirms that ChatGPT is leaning very heavily on Google's local data. And honestly, that is a very huge win for us small business owners and even all these organizations out there. So that's a huge win. So what does that mean? It means AI engines are viewing that Google business profile as a very trustworthy source of information. And then it's using that info in its local search queries. So once again, be sure to optimize the heck out of your Google business profile. Get in there, make sure it's up to date with everything, your website, your service location, all that stuff, your phone number, everything has to match, right? Everything has to be done. So as you can see, Google business profile is the most important local SEO asset you're going to own. So optimize that sucker. Make it perfect for all those AI engines out there, whether it be ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, Gronk, whatever. Optimize your Google business profile today. Thanks for watching. Hey there. In today's tips and tricks, what we're going to talk about here is quite simply the traditional marketing's modern advantage. What the hell am I even talking about, right? What is traditional marketing? So traditional marketing isn't just like the old way of doing things anymore. No, it's often the what we would consider the tangible way to actually standing out. And what do I mean by that? So first of all, let's give the definition of what I'm talking about. So what is traditional marketing that I'm talking about? So we're going to talk about the pillars here. So the pillars would be like print marketing. So that would be like magazines, newspapers, that kind of stuff. And then of course you have the broadcast. What is that? So it's like TV and radio. But then we also have direct mail. So that would be like postcards and catalogs, that kind of stuff. And then, of course, we have this thing called the out of home, which is, what is that? It's billboards and like transit ads. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So, what we have to look at traditional marketing compared to digital marketing, and the difference is your inbound marketing, meaning people are finding you through like your website, social media, that kind of stuff. They're reaching out to contact you. Whereas with traditional marketing, you are doing these ads, newspapers, magazines, TV, radio, billboards, that kind of stuff. So you're doing what they call outbound. So you're reaching out to your people, right? So you're reaching out to your people. So you're reaching out to your people where they live, drive, and relax. So that is what traditional marketing is. So now we're going to talk about the trust and tangibility factor, right? So what is that? So it's kind of like a high trust bar in the area of deep fakes and pop-ups, those pop-up ads and stuff. A physical billboard or high quality mailer is going to carry more weight and perceived legitimacy. Lower noise. So our inboxes are constantly flooded with crap. But our physical mailboxes are relatively empty nowadays. So this is going to give you a higher share of mind, which is kind of cool. And then, of course, that sensory connection. You can't touch Facebook ad, right? But the texture of a business card, a rack card, the newspaper, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's really cool. And of course, that familiar radio voice. I think that creates a stronger neurological imprint of your business or your organization. So now let's kind of talk about a hybrid strategy. Traditional and digital, and you kind of put the two together. So how do we do that? We can kind of have an ultimate bridge, which one really cool way to do that would be QR codes, right? QR codes is a great way to put on, your billboard, your rack card, your business card, whatever's out there. Because when someone takes a picture of that, right, on their phone, they hold up their camera, that QR code is going to take them to a landing page. Now you've got your inbound. So the two are working together. And of course, then you have geofencing. Geofencing is using the digital tech that's out there to trigger ads when, let's say, someone passes your storefront. You can set ads up to trigger when people walk by using their phone, right? It's going to walk by and it's going to trigger some ads, which is very cool. And of course, you have the nostalgia marketing, so the old school vibes, where you're appealing to those Gen Zs and the millennials. They kind of really, honestly, I still kind of like some traditional stuff as well. So there you go. So that's how you're going to mix the two together. So in conclusion here, traditional marketing isn't dead. It's just simply not. It's just exclusive, right? So when someone else is kind of zigging into the metaverse, sometimes the best way to be heard is to zig back into the physical world. So I think that is a great way to say, hey, there's no reason why you can't use traditional marketing and digital marketing together to come to the same goal. So take that tips and tricks and make it work for you. Thanks for watching. Hey there, Brian Deckard here from Deckard & Company, and in today's video, we're talking with Brice Gore of Big South Lawn and Landscape right here in Bradenton, Florida. And Brice, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about you and your business?
Well, my name is Brice Gore. I'll be 45 this coming Sunday, and I've been in the business for 13 plus years, married, 3 kids. I started with a push mower, just wanting to get a better life. I was tired of getting paid $8 an hour, so I borrowed somebody's push mower and started push mowing yards and doing their yard for free and build a clientele up. until I learned other skills like irrigation, landscaping, grading, you name it, anything outside. I've had to learn from YouTube or hire people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, it's a true motivator when you want to make a better life for you and your family, right?
yes, it is.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So, what we're going to get into is I'm going to be asking Brice a bunch of lovely questions, and I'm putting him on the spot, and it's all about marketing. So, let's see what he's got in store for us here. All right. So, our first question here is we're going to talk about the origin story. So, what was that light bulb moment that made you decide to start this business?
Well, I was at a dry cleaners throwing dirty pants in the dry cleaners and listening to Steve Harvey at 5 o'clock in the morning and 6 o'clock in the morning. And I realized this wasn't the life for me, working for somebody else. So I was like, I got to do something and provide more value than putting dirty clothes in a washer. So I asked someone, I said, hey, can I mow your yard for $30? And they're like, sure. And that's where it started.
Wow. Okay, that's kind of a cool start. Okay, so how has your business evolved from its original vision?
Well, to be honest, the vision was just to make a little bit of money.
All right, all right.
Just to make extra cash throughout the week. And then it went from making $30 a yard to how much value can I provide people and how much time can I save people? And how can I beautify their yard to make it look like the best yard on the street? And that, I think that's where my vision is how can I give and how much value can I bring to somebody and their property?
Yeah, well, that's a pretty good way to look at it. Like, look at this landscape behind us. That's a Brice Gore. He keeps this sucker looking great. Yes. Okay, so what is the one thing you want every customer that comes to you to basically, let's say, what makes you shine over other lawn and landscape businesses?
Quality. I want everyone to know that we provide the best quality in Bradenton, Sarasota area. That will go above and beyond the measure stick of what lawn care is required.
Yeah. Okay. No, that sounds pretty good. All right. And our next session is going to talk about his marketing strategy. So we're going to get into that next. All right. So here we are. We're going to talk to Brice a little bit more about his marketing strategy. And I've got some lovely questions for him. So let's check them out. Okay. So here's the first question. If you had to describe your ideal customer in 3 words, what would they be?
Reasonable, honest, and reliable.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, that's good. That's, I think, every business owner is looking for. Okay, so what or which marketing channels are you currently most active on? So like Instagram, Facebook, your website, do you use email marketing? What channels are you currently using? SEO would be another one.
We use SEO, Facebook, there's Google, ChatGPT, Gronk. I get calls from all different types.
Yeah.
Also, word of mouth is great. And when clients put a review or tell other people, that's how we get our business going.
Yeah, referrals are amazing.
Amazing.
Yes. Okay, so how do most of your new customers find you right now?
Well, they rather Google, word of mouth, or church.
Mm-hmm.
They'll search up. I've got Gronk. Like I said, I've got Gronk, ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm.
I have numerous of places, all because of this guy.
Hey.
Put me up there on Google because I was like on the 100th or like 200th lawn care. Because we get a lot of lawn care companies in Bradenton, Sarasota area. So you need somebody that that provides your value
Oh yeah.
and sets you above.
Yeah. Yeah, and and really for Brice here, we just do a lot of content marketing for Brice. And that alone, because that's one of the biggest things you can do when it comes to SEO, is content marketing. Getting content on your website. And we do a ton of it for this guy.
Yes.
So yeah, so that is good stuff. Okay. So here's the next question. Do you handle your marketing yourself, or do you have a dedicated person or agency helping you?
I have this guy. I do not do that. I learned a long time ago, whatever you're not good at, you hire out.
Yeah.
So I don't do my own taxes and I don't do my own marketing.
That's
I'm not that
probably a
great.
good thing. Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, so that was his marketing plan. So our next little thing we're going to talk about is the results and reality. So that's the next segment coming right up. Okay, so here we're going to talk about results in reality. So is it working or not? So we've got some questions for Brice here, and let's see how he answers. Okay, so of everything that you're doing for marketing, which one feels like it's actually moving the needle for you?
I think a big part is, having a nice website that's going to prove your Google research when people are looking for lawn care companies.
Oh yeah.
And that way ChatGPT or Gronk or anybody searching for lawn care or your company on the internet, you're up on the top 5 or 6.
Right. Oh yeah. I mean, that makes sense because all those AI engines, and we talked about it in a podcast just before this one, talking about AI, and AI is not, it doesn't allow anybody to index your website. It just doesn't. So if you're paying anybody thousands of dollars a month to get you listed in any AI engine, they're full of crap.
Yeah.
Stay away from them. Discontinue service, because what AI is looking for is they're looking for citations and they're looking for content. So your website, your Google business profile, all that stuff is what comes into play when it comes to AI. Okay, so on the flip side of what you just said, what is the one marketing tactic that you tried and you felt like it was a total waste of time and even money?
I think Craigslist.
Oh, yeah.
I used to get into Craigslist and I get all these in 2012, 13, 14. I get a lot of bankers, and you have to do 40 pictures for one property, and you would get paid for like 2-3 months down the road. So I found that not to be that great. And really trying to go into pushing things yourself. Like I said before, whenever you're not really good at, you might as well hire out, because you're going to spend hours and hours on trying to push Facebook yourself, and you're trying to get into learning how to do your website through Wix, and you're going to spend countless hours and a lot of money on things you really don't know that's going to build your business the right way.
Yeah, I mean, like for you, you go out, you do a landscaping job that's taken all day. You come home 7, 8 o'clock at night. You're not going to want to sit in front of that computer trying to figure this stuff out. You got a family, right? It's family time. Okay, so how do you define success? So how do you define success for a marketing campaign? So would that be like foot traffic, sales, visits from a website, call from a website? How would you define your success?
For me, success is calls. I can sell. I just would like the calls. If the calls are coming in, I can sell anything.
Yeah.
So as long as calls are coming in, and I can provide the value for the landscaping, lawn maintenance. It's all about the calls coming in. And a lot of times these days, there's a lot of spam calls. Right. So working through that, but.
True that. No, that sounds great. Okay, the last one. What is the biggest challenge you face when trying to get the word out about your business?
There's a lot of businesses. There's a lot of landscape businesses that we're in competition with. Right. So you really have to stand out in quality. You have to be the best, not the cheapest, but understand grass, understand the soil, understand the plant and its placement. And
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing is understanding and giving the client that they
Right.
that they can trust you with their property. So
Yeah, and even going a little further, we live in Florida. Irrigation,
is needed.
right? Needed, and you need someone who knows what the hell they're doing when it comes to irrigation.
Yes, indeed.
It's not an easy fact. So, okay, so that was that little segment, and our next segment is going to be talking about future and advice that he may have for you and your small business or your organization. So here we are with Brice again, and we're going to talk about the future and advice that he may have for you, a small business owner, or a person running an organization. So why don't we get into it? And Brice, if you were handed a $5,000 marketing budget today that you had to spend, where would it go?
I'd create more pages on my website, expand the website, expand my abilities with this SEO, and give more, leeway to him to be able to build upon the business when it comes to marketing.
Yeah, no, that sounds great. Yeah, expand it because SEO is a chore. It's a chore. Okay, but biggest part of it though, he's already doing, which is content marketing. Okay, so what's the one piece of marketing advice that you would give to someone just starting their own small business?
Do great work, be able to provide value, and show that you can show up. I think that's the biggest thing when you can show up for clients.
Yep.
And they get that you get a good word of mouth, and your name becomes great. That way he could do his job. Because if you don't have a good name, he tries to do his job. People are gonna crap on your name.
I love that you said that because a marketing agency, our job is not sales. Our job is to get our client in front of you. When you contact whoever it may be, the business owner, a sales team, a salesperson, what have you, their job is to make the sale, not the marketing guy. So love that you said that. Okay, so let's go into the next one here. Where do you see your business in 3 years, and what role does marketing play in getting you there?
I see myself having about 2 to 3 more trucks and about 5 more employees. And I think the marketing has the expansion of not just Bradenton, Sarasota, but Tampa and maybe Naples.
Yep.
So that way I don't have to worry about getting the business in Tampa or St. Pete or in Naples. He can worry about getting me that.
And that would be a great thing. Expanding your reach. That is awesome. And yes, with marketing, you can totally do that, and I look forward to 3 years from now. All right. Thanks, Brice, for spending your day with me here and doing this interview. Fantastic, and good luck to you and your business and all that good stuff. So thanks again.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right.